Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sit Your Axe Down. My name is Kyle, and I've got Lucas here. And we've got our guest this week, Chris Flamingo Adams.
Chris Flamingo Adams. You can't see, but he's got flamingo shorts on.
He does.
Yeah,
so kind of a different episode than normal. We have, sorry, I hit the table. We have Facebook Live going on to the side here. We're going to do something with Facebook Live, and then we'll go into our normal episode. But if you're watching on live, you'll have to tune into the full episode. As soon as we find a place in South Dakota that has Wi-Fi, then we can upload the episode. So, but we wanted to give you guys what we talked about last night. We're going to do the snack draft, and then we'll cut the live off, and it'll just be back to the podcast. So,
yeah. So, all right. Who wants to go first? How are we going to decide who goes first?
Let's see here. Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. Chris and I will rock, paper, scissors first. You'll get to. This will be for chance. We'll be in the B bracket right now. One of us will just get third. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. I made it to second. Chris is going third.
All right.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, you got it. All right, you're going first. Snack draft. These are the best snacks for a road trip. So, and also, if you're watching this, you have anything that you want us to talk about on the episode, I'll tell you right now some of the things we're going to talk about. We plan on touching on the games that they just announced, touching on Appleton for the USA Pro-Am. We're going to go over tournaments. We haven't gone over Riverbend yet. We got 2 tournaments happening this weekend. Jackalope is happening currently, as well as... Jackalope's about to happen this weekend, as well as Hub City. And then we have upcoming tournaments. A couple of things. I don't know what else is coming up
Ragnarok.
next. Ironside, and then PLS SummerSlam. There's probably something else in between. We'll try to get that together before we get to that point.
July is also Tyson Town.
Some stuff. So we'll go over some of that stuff. We're gonna do we're gonna eat some Carmelos. We got some mom water here.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk more about that too later.
Yeah. But yeah. So if you have anything else that you want us to talk about, comment on here. We'll talk about it. Oh, Sarah wants you to smile.
I'm going to wait till our duels match.
Okay. Yeah, we get to play, Chris and I get to play Sarah and Jenna in duels this weekend, so that'll be good. But yeah, we'll go over some of that stuff. But first, snack draft. Kyle gets to go first. What's your go-to? What's your taking at number 1?
This is tough because I would have, prior to Keystone, I would have had no problem answering one way, but at Keystone, Sarah introduced me to the Sour Patch Kids strawberry, and they're considered not so sour, so really good.
All right, so that's what you're going with?
That's what I'm going with. That's
Sour Patch Kids strawberry. I am going to actually take. So, I think for road trip you gotta have. I think that for me, probably the thing I get the most is some sort of. Kyle, they want you to be louder for the live stream. So I guess towards the...
Watch the podcast. I'll be louder on the podcast.
Yeah, the podcast will have a slightly better audio. Only slightly because I forgot an XLR cord.
I have headphones on and I'm speaking into a microphone that I can hear myself really loud. So
yeah, so maybe
I have no idea
not the best. We could like do one ear off just so we can make sure.
Yeah, maybe that'll help.
All right, but I'm picking... I think I'm going to go with a energy drink.
Okay.
I feel like that falls kind of under the snack category. It's something you would go in to get. So I'm going to take energy drink at number 1 pick on mine.
You got to be more specific. That's too broad. What energy drink?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm probably going... This is a toss-up between a flavored Red Bull and a juice Monster.
Okay.
Any of the juice options. So that's what I'm taking for my first pick. We're going to do snake pick, too. So Chris got two picks here.
Yeah, you stole my energy drink.
Gotcha.
Monster's my go-to. I'm gonna go with licorice. A bag of licorice is number one on my list.
All right, licorice, and then you got one more.
Riverbend, we were introduced to hot mustard Doritos.
Yeah.
We brought some here today too, so
Nice.
that's
All
the
right.
go-to now.
All right, hot mustard Doritos, good pick. I think next I'm just gonna take like I'm gonna take a candy bar. Just I go between like, if I can get my hands on a Canadian Kit Kat,
Okay.
that would be my pick. But honestly, not great for road trips.
What about that new one you had yesterday?
I don't know what that thing was called, so I can't. A Kaz bar. I don't know where to get those. Hostess Kaz whatever it was. It was good. I'm gonna try and find another one whenever we go to a gas station this weekend somewhere. But Canadian Kit Kats melt too fast, Sarah. That's the problem.
All right, so I'm
Chocolate's
going
too
to
good.
go with what my number one pick would have been prior to Sour Patch Kids. Also, kind of in the same family. Also introduced to by an axe thrower at Keystone 2 years ago. Yeah, sorry, rattles in the mic. But Dustin Wellman introduced me to Albanese gummy bears. If you've never had Albanese gummy bears, they are the best gummy bears you can get. So
All right.
a lot of people think of Haribo, but Haribo, like, you eat a bunch of Haribo gummy bears, like your jaw hurts because they're so chewy.
hard,
But Albanese they chew well, and it's an Indiana-based company, so I got to go with Albanese.
Yeah.
So.
All right, you got one more. Then you got your third pick. You got to round it out. Your final pick.
Wow, gosh, let's see.
Pick number 7 in the draft.
I'm gonna go with the Carmelo. That's my
Carmelo,
go-to. That's my
okay.
go-to candy bar.
All right. I mean, not bad. It's it used to be one of my favorite candy bars. Last place for me, or my third pick, is going to be between Sour Punch straws, but the bites, so they come in like a bag that you can Ziploc. Tropical, or I was considering beef jerky, but after the beef jerky I had last night, no. It wasn't good. It just tastes like nothing.
Tough dry meat.
Yeah. So I guess just because of the beef jerky last night, I'm going to go with the tropical straw bites.
Yeah.
Sour Punch straw bites, tropical flavor. They're a little bit harder to find, but they're good. All right, Chris, last pick.
I got the best one of them all.
All right, what is it?
Brownie points. I'm going with Jenna or Sarah's snack pack.
Oh,
just the whole
Oh,
snack
this man
pack.
just picked 27 snacks.
Yeah, but it's one. It's a road trip. Like, it became something we have to have.
Yeah, they just pack a whole thing full of stuff, and
You don't know what you're gonna get.
usually it's all good. It's usually different too. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good pick. So that's going to be our draft. There, we're gonna hop off the live.
Yeah, so if you wanna know more about why we have these cans of mom water on the table, be sure to tune in to the podcast that
Episode
we're
7.
recording also as we speak. So
Yep.
episode 7, and you'll get to know more about why we have mom waters on the table, and soon to be another beverage on the table. So
And if you're coming to Hub City, we'll see you tomorrow or Saturday, or I don't know, at some point.
I think come out here.
Yeah, or you can come see us. We're out at the
yeah, if you
Brown
don't
County
notice,
Fair.
we're in an RV. So
Yeah, here's a little. Oh, I can't pull it down because Kyle's thing is in the way, I think. But here you go. There's just a view. Just for days, you can just see.
There's not a whole lot out there.
Yeah, we've been to. There's about, I don't know, like let's say 200 campsites out here. That might be a little bit over. We've already been to about 150 of them trying to hook up. We had some issues getting power, then
issues with water, sewer,
all this stuff. But hey, they do have showers. They had warm showers.
Right.
Took a little figuring it out because it's actually on the cold side, but come check it out. So, yeah, we're gonna hop off the live. Thanks for tuning in. I'll keep checking the comments, though, so if you have questions, stuff you want us to talk about on the podcast, we'll try to hit those at the end. So, all right, we're going to continue the podcast. Jenna wants us to put this up, but we can't get it to go up anymore. Okay. They can't see you.
You can see her arms, that's it.
Yeah.
Just her arms.
Great. All right, that was fun. All right.
Chris is going to shut it off now, and
adios. All right, the live portion of our broadcast is now over.
That's right.
We're back.
Do these Carmelos.
All right, Carmelo time after the snack talk. Need a snack. Here we go.
Individually wrapped.
I mean, I've never had individually wrapped. I will say I always eat, like, the full bar, and sometimes it is hard to eat the whole thing. Oh, here we go. It's gonna be loud. Brace yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially while, like, if you're driving. It's like when you break a piece off, you don't want to get, like, caramel strings everywhere.
Yeah. I do like Carmelos. I don't know how the caramel's so liquidy.
The chocolate is also, like, extremely soft. It melts very
so
easily.
fast.
Pairs well with mom water.
It does. Yeah, so we'll talk about that too, real quick. So, Mom Water is a company that makes a ready-to-drink cocktail. These are basically it's vodka water. Yeah, vodka water. It's,
no bubbles.
4.5%, zero carbonation, zero sugars, 90 calories. A drink that you could really drink all day.
Especially in the summer, especially when it's hot. It's a very refreshing drink.
Yeah. So, number of different flavors. They're headquartered in southern Indiana, and they are on the cusp of releasing Dad Water. And Dad Water will be a tequila-based water. And Dad Water has come on to sponsor Murderers Row.
Yeah,
Pro Axe Throwing. So just
soon,
picked up a huge sponsor.
Instead of Mom Waters, you'll probably start seeing Dad Waters.
Yep.
On the podcast, but in the meantime, we got some Mom Water here, so be on the lookout for that, and we'll have some more info and some more
absolutely
going on for that. I think try do something at the next PLS maybe as well with them.
We'll try to do an event there and maybe at some other tournaments too. So
yeah. But speaking of tournaments, the tournament most recently that we haven't gotten to touch on.
Yep.
Riverbend went really well. Overall, melee was a little melee-ish at the beginning.
Sure.
Just first time doing the having the Wizards throw, which is the youth team, which was cool. Just had to work them into the schedule, so it took a little longer. So that was the only downside to that. I think we could use one more lane next time.
Yep.
But yeah, overall started off with melee. Then next was big axe.
Yep.
Then knife. Then hatchet. Then duels.
Yep.
So big axe winner was John Depke. So shout out to John. Next was knives and what knives?
Tommy, didn't he?
No, I knocked Tommy
TJ.
out. Did TJ win?
I'm just guessing now.
I don't remember.
All right, we'll confirm it.
I don't remember who won. Somebody won though, probably.
I think it was Tommy.
There wasn't a post though, so you're not gonna be able to look because it wasn't. There was no bid. No, I knocked Tommy out of the tournament.
All right.
We'll figure that out later. And next up was Hatchet. Tishko took home the win in Hatchet. And
Oh no, it was Travis.
Yeah, see?
Travis,
What are you?
yeah.
Look at you guys being jerks, trying to give it to somebody else. I knew it wasn't Tommy.
Yeah, sorry about that, Travis.
All right, so Travis took the win in...
against Coleman Bates, who
Yes.
had his coming out party at Riverbend, man.
So, so John Debke, Big Axe, Travis Blank for knives. Hatchet was Mark Tishko, and then Duels was your mom's favorite team.
Yep.
Who we threw like crap for most of the day. We just somehow pieced it together, and things just kind of fell in our laps when they needed to. And we lost a game where the other team had 2 drops. It was real cool. Shout out Ian for getting it together near the end though when we needed it. Shout out to myself for finally being able to hit kills in duels. So I don't know, we started having to go up on 4 and 5. It was desperation time and just did enough. So that was Riverbend. Overall though, I think it was great. Kyle got suckered into staying after and doing a knife marathon also.
Yeah, I don't think anybody who did the marathon realized that it was going to be what it was. Because, it was like, oh, hey, there's a few of us going to do a knife marathon. Okay, cool. That's going to take, no time. I'll still be able to drive 2.5 hours home. And this was at what time? What time did you guys leave? 5 or 6?
Maybe 4 or 5. I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't. We ended up having 20 something people do this knife marathon, and we didn't get done till 2 a.m.
Yeah, there was a 0% chance I was staying to do that. So.
Yeah, I won't be staying to do that again.
No,
it took way too long.
We got my phone, Chris. But yeah, after that, the highlight for me was getting to see KK.
Yeah.
So for you guys that don't know, Erica and Dan's daughter KK, big fan. Just don't get to see her very much. Doesn't come to as many of the tournaments as they do. But she was able to come by on Sunday, so that was cool. And got to hang out with her, throw some axes with her for a little bit. So, yeah, that was the highlight for me. I was a little sick that weekend, so.
Yes, same. I feel like I had some sinus issues, and I think that's ultimately why we haven't done anything since then.
Yeah, we've both been sick, busy.
Lost my voice for a week and a half, and then it came back, and then now I'm starting to probably killed myself when I burned that Kydex and didn't ventilate it. But my voice was back, and I had no cough until 2 days ago when I engraved some Kydex and thought, it'll be no big deal. And next thing you know, I walk into a room full of Kydex fumes and
next thing you know, I have a sheath for my knife.
That's very true. He's got a new sheath. Yep.
A lot of good things happening there. But yeah, so that was Riverbend. Chris, how'd Riverbend go for you?
Really good. Tied for 13th.
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know.
10%.
Yep, got your Pro-Am bid. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably a good enough segue right there, just to get into the Pro-Am.
Yeah,
situation,
I think so too.
So we can talk about. So today officially announced location, games, how the duels situation is going to work out. So I know there's a few people. I haven't gotten to read all the comments because we've been gallivanting through all of these campsites today. But I know a few people personally had messaged me or messaged in a group, and I saw they're like, "Oh man, we're going back to." Wisconsin going back to Appleton.
The one that I saw was like
nothing in the South.
Waddle hates the South.
Yeah,
and that's not true.
Yeah, so I mean, there's nobody. There's probably 10, 15 people that know this. They were working on another location.
Yep, and it would have been in the South.
It would have been in the South. There was a location picked in the South. Contracts had been exchanged. Couple of minor tweaks to the contract, and then
there was just so we don't speak out of terms. The terms after the agreement had come together were too much for Waddle to be able to commit to.
Yeah, it was just it drastically changed. I mean,
yeah,
I don't.
And so there was a really hard pivot and a short amount of time to pivot in, and Appleton was
more than
in
willing.
love with what happened at Worlds, so that's where it ended up.
Yeah,
so.
they were a great backup plan, and that's how we got to Appleton as the landing place for it. So, the original potential location just didn't work out in the end, but it definitely wasn't their plan originally to go back to Appleton. I don't think they had any issue with it. They were just trying to, spice it up a little bit, change things, and make it to where, we could see some different places and do things a little bit differently than Worlds, but it just didn't work out that way. So,
right.
happening in Appleton again.
Appleton.
And it's Appleton there. Happening there November 9th through 12th. And yeah, looking forward to that. I enjoyed staying at the hotel, being right there at the venue, basically. So I'm excited to see. I'm sure that there will be a few things that I had complaints about personally. I know they already are working on that, and so I'm excited to see them fix those things.
Switching kills on 9 and 10.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. I think they figured that out though. No, I thought the targets could have been built slightly different to where they could have had more room in the ballrooms.
Sure.
They just were a little too long on the back. I think another thing that I don't know that they can really. Well, there will be less people, so there won't be as much of an issue. But I know that disciplines were starting while I was still throwing previous disciplines, and that happened for several people. So just a few things like that, but I'm excited. I don't think I've ever been to a Waddle tournament that has gotten worse. It always has gotten better as the tournaments have gone on. I mean, I think I've said this on the podcast, but if you want to take a trip down memory lane, hit up the 2020 Worlds, then the 2021 Open, then the 2021 Worlds, 2022 Open, and then 2022 Worlds, and just see how much things have changed and how much better they've gotten just from a broadcast standpoint alone.
I was at my venue a couple months ago and someone said, "What is on YouTube right now?" And it was 2019 Worlds.
Oh.
Yeah.
They had no idea what was going on compared to this last year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a drastic difference. I mean, just altogether looks like a completely different thing. I mean, you can tell that more money was spent and there's just more design behind it and things like that. So I think it'll be good, especially doing it at the same place again. I mean, there's not that learning process that you have to do about like, how does this work? Where are we going to go? What's back here? What's etc. So I don't know, it'll be good. And there's a lot of local venues there supporting it and things like that. So
yeah.
But they also announced the games.
And if you are a venue that wants to help support it, I'm sure Waddle is open to accepting.
I'm sure there will be something coming
out
about that. But let's get right into the games.
Yeah, so
do Toro Bandito first.
Pro-Am, did we talk about Pro-Am at all in the last episode where we talked about like the Big X and duels in the traditional sense?
I think we did a little bit.
Okay.
But
I was going to say maybe we should chat about that.
But yeah, there's no Big X, no duels in the traditional duels. But we didn't know what the replacement was going to be, and now we do. So we'll get to duels in a second. But first, Toro Bandito Brawl.
Bandito Brawl.
So if you haven't looked at it yet, the target is an X-shaped target consisting of two 23 by 3 inch cross beams. So these beams will form a center 3 by 3 square. Each 10-inch leg will be divided into two 5-inch sections. I'm not going to bore you and just read the rules, but it looks like it's going to be a mess. It says 30 knives. Well,
that's also why Toro is supplying the knives.
Yeah, so 30 knives in the board, though. That is going to be a lot.
I got as far as they had to put tape on them to know whose is whose.
Yep. So there, you'll be throwing the exact same knives as your opponent. There'll be tape on them. So one team, probably tape on both. I don't know, but they could just tape one. But tape on the knives just so you can see where they are. So I assume it won't be near the handle part. So grip will be consistent. So could be a little bit of a problem for people that are throwing or that want to throw knives with tape on them. So that might be something you could practice, is throwing without tape. But I think everybody will kind of have to conform unless you already have a set of Banditos.
I feel like... shoot, I'm about to kick the camera over. I feel like you should be able to put at least like electrical tape on it, or hockey tape. Like if you know, because I mean you don't need but like an inch or two, where your fingers touch the knife, really. But
I think it was just colored.
Not that big a deal.
Just colored tape so they know whose is whose.
Sure. I just mean like because everyone's throwing the same knife.
But yeah, so that game looks fun. Looks like there's a couple of different scoring areas, but 30 knives, that'll get very interesting. So you'll actually get more points. Okay, so it'll actually score similar to, like, it looks like more so like cornhole. So you remove all duplicate scoring knives from the same scoring areas, and then you're left with the different scores, that the ones that didn't cancel out, and then you'll decide. So I don't know, it'd be interesting. They do have an option for tiebreaker where you're going to throw one knife at the center square. Only the center will count, and they'll repeat that until they have a winner. So that'll be interesting. Next up will be the relay. Now, I've played a version of this. I don't know if it's exactly the same. I'm pretty sure it is. This game is fun. So the way that it'll work... again, all of these games are going to have 3 people on them.
Yep.
So 3-person teams. One person that has qualified for the pro hatchet tournament. And then 2 throwers that either just sign up for the skills which are most likely going to be people that are also signing up for the AM portion of the tournament. So those are, and then the pro will get to pick their 2. So I don't know how that'll be decided. You'll have options whether you can pick, you can just take random, etc. So that'll be something that happens closer to time as well. But yeah, so that first game you'll have 3 people throwing those knives. Hopefully you get somebody that knows how to throw knives. Second game, also going to want somebody that knows how to throw knives. This is called the relay. Starts off 1 spin hatchet, play against each other. The team that you throw all 3, you don't retrieve. Highest score wins. So hatchet first. Whoever wins that will then move on to throwing knife against the team throwing hatchet. So that'll be interesting. And basically it's the first person to finish everything. So you move back, you do 1.5 spin hatchet, big axe, and then 2 spin knife. So I don't know if you've ever played this, but it really does make for interesting comebacks. Because I mean, imagine that you get to big axe before the other person gets to... Even if you're still stuck on 1 spin knife, you have a really good chance of beating big axe when they've got to throw 3.
Yeah.
Because you can stack knives a lot better than you can stack 3 big axes.
Very true.
So, I don't know, that'll be interesting. I think I got to get another big axe to throw for that, probably. Because I probably won't want to throw my main, depending upon who's on my team.
Sure.
So, I don't know. Have you played that game before?
I have not.
Did you play? I think we played it at
Ohio?
Tribal.
No.
They might have done. I think they might have done something similar at Ohio, but we did it at Tribal, and it was super fun. Jesse Hummel, myself, and Tyler Flynn actually won. I think.
Nice.
It was fun. So definitely looking forward to that one. Next up is the PBR 6-pack. So for those that don't know, PBR is going to be one of the sponsors for the event, I believe. So this is kind of named after them, give them a little brand recognition here. You looking at it, Kyle?
I am.
You can explain it if you want then.
I can explain it?
Yeah,
I'll let you explain it.
Oh, okay. Well, I just felt like
I'm
I
just
was
trying
doing
to
all
read
the
it.
talking.
Sorry. No, you're good. You keep talking.
So the target's going to look like a 6-pack. We'll try to, if Kyle has enough time, we could try to pop up an image of these things. But target will look like a 6-pack, as in there'll be 6 circles, 2 columns of 3, and they'll alternate in colors. So red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, etc. The targets will be at any height on the board for the pro-am. They'll be at 3 different heights. 9 throws, separated into 3 rounds, so just 3 throws. Round 3 is thrown at 1.5 spin. When playing as a team, each teammate will throw 1 full round. So yeah, your goal is to hit your color. Blue would score 4 points. Red would score 1. Okay. So yeah, you're trying to hit just your circles. So you're trying to be as accurate as possible and not break into
your opponents.
Your opponents, yeah. So you actually score a point for your opponent as that happens. So this will be interesting. I think this will be the most confusing game, and one that will be a little bit of luck. I mean, you can be accurate, but it's going to be hard to be accurate and not break into upper and lower. I mean, I think right now with the way our target is designed, upper and lower is okay. So there's not a lot of people practicing that height discrepancy. Now left and right, I think people do fine at, but I think this one will be the most challenging to get a good strategy down. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see.
2-inch?
They are
2-inch.
2-inch. Yeah, I don't know where he's seeing that, but I agree.
Might not be the end of the world.
Well, scores 2.
Yes, that's scoring. Rounds, targets, 2.5-inch circles.
Oh, that won't be too bad.
But yeah, but they're just stacked up against each other. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're going for a middle one, you're definitely going to hit a top or a bottom, if not both.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Next up, this one will also be interesting because it's very similar in terms of how it's laid out. The Toro target throwdown. It's 16 rectangular targets of alternating colors, so looks like the 6-pack, but rectangles. All targets are open at the beginning. Once a target has been hit, only targets diagonal from hit targets are open. So this means knives only score corresponding. Once knives score, they are not removed, even if that area becomes invalid. Red hits 5. If L4 is knocked out of the board, R3 still scores, and L2 and L4 and L6 become the valid scoring areas. So yeah, this one's going to be a little confusing as well, but your goal is to hit all of the areas. So once you hit somewhere, then that opens up the ones that are touching it, and your goal is to hit all of them. So if you start in the middle, you can literally go in either direction. If you start at the bottom, then you would just be working your way up. So your goal, I think, is going to be to climb the ladder either up or down, or both, depending upon where you start. And the winner is the person to hit all of them. Or whoever has the most in a scoring area after 15 knives. So the team with the most targets hits declared the winner, or the person that's able to do it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 throws. So 8 to 15 throws.
Only.
Knives will be provided should they be needed, though you can use your own. So they'll mark them with a corresponding color just in case you have the same knives as somebody else. I don't know. I guess you would only need... I think you just go and retrieve.
Kind of like melee.
Unless they're in them. So you would need at least 8 knives. But I think you would go get them if they weren't in the correct scoring area or in a valid scoring area. And it said something about, like, if you drop one, I think it doesn't matter. You leave it in, but if you knock it out, I think it's fine. So it just gives you something that you have to throw around. So if you over or under rotate one, you've got more stuff to kind of have to deal with that's in the way. But I think it's removed if it's not. Once.
Are we throwing at the same target?
Yeah, we're throwing it. I mean, we're throwing at this. So you're the red team, I'm the blue team. We're going against each other. So it'll be interesting. Like, if I lay one down, I could cover your target too. So now you're having to avoid my knife. So I don't know. That one sounds like it'll be fun. I don't really know how much people will get to practice these things, but could be fun. All right, and then so those were the 4 skill games that everybody that signs up for skills will be able to compete in. That's composed of the 3-person teams. I believe that's the 4.
Yeah.
And then the other thing they're going to have is knife duels, which I know people have been asking for. It is going to be 6 throws, a total of 12 thrown knives. Teams will throw 3 knives each with no retrieving from 15.
I don't like
and then
the
a total of 6.
I don't like the wording. Because it's kind of the way, like, they describe it right, but I think it's confusing because the 6th throw doesn't have to happen.
Is that what they put in here?
Yeah. On knife duels.
Oh, they did opted to go with what Tyler and I talked about?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be interesting. So
I think to me it should be described as 5 throws.
5 throws
with an additional throw.
Yeah, so
if you're within.
Chris doesn't know what we had talked about, so still an option of throwing a 64. The way we get there is a perfect game prior to is 5 12s, which knives, I'll be so impressed if I see somebody pull that off. Yeah. So you throw at bullseyes from the front, you got a 60. You throw bullseyes for the first 3 throws, and then you're throwing 2 throws from the front.
Didn't we throw like a 58 at?
Yeah.
Or a 60 at?
I don't know what it was, but we threw something good. And then on the 6th throw, if a team leads by less or 4 or less, going into throw 6, it can be, you can go for kills. Kill shots are not open for the first 5 throws of the game.
They're also not worth 8 points.
Correct. Throw 6 must be thrown at the kill shot, and each hit kill will only be worth 2 points. No other area scores points during this throw.
Yeah, so this basically makes kill shots a way to tie the game.
Yeah, not necessarily
not win the game.
You can still win the game. If you get there, you're within the amount of points, you can still take the lead and win.
Yeah.
But you can't make a drastic comeback. So you can't be down by 12 points and win. You're only going to get 4 points. The most you can get is 4.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see how that goes. I think that's a cool addition. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is possibly switching the amount of throws from the back and the amount of throws from the front if you want to see more competition. But then the kill shot is kind of in a weird spot. Then you're only throwing 2 from the back and 4 from the front potentially. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's going to make 2-spin mean a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that is going to be how the knife portion goes. Actually, don't see the
duels axe change.
Oh, it's at the top. Okay, so I just skipped it. This variant works just like typical hatchet duels. In this version, though, both partners will throw from 15 feet, with one thrower throwing big axe and their partner throwing hatchet, 1.5 rotations, and then you will alternate every throw. So I think that'll be interesting. You got to have somebody that's good at big axe, or you're hoping you have somebody good at big axe and also good at 1.5. So that one will be fun. I suspect you'll see some Robin Hoods probably in that.
Sure.
But I'm looking forward to that. The only 5 throws, just normal duels. The only thing that I wish is that you could do both. So it doesn't say anything. Oh, maybe it does. Oh, yeah, it does. It's literally the first thing. These events will happen concurrently on Saturday evening following the other skills events. Teams will only be able to compete in one or the other, not both duels events. Finals for each will be included in the ESPN broadcast. Unless otherwise stated, these events follow the same rules as their current duels axe knife counterparts. So yeah, if you were looking to throw knife duels and you were looking to throw duels axe change, you will not be.
Yep. Also, if you are interested in doing a tournament that will include knife duels using these knife rules, I'm hosting a tournament in August.
You don't even know.
Yeah, it's like the 5th or the 6th. It's that weekend. It's Saturday, August 5th at my venue in Jasper, Indiana. And we'll be doing knife duels. We'll be using these rules. So if you're interested in getting a knife duels tournament in,
a little practice before that.
Some practice before the pro-am.
Could be worth it.
Yep.
Could be useful. Get a little ESPN time. You do
I'll
well
put the link in the description below. So.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the games. I don't know if there's a specific game that you thought is the one that you really want to play. Comment, let us know. I don't know. Maybe I can draw these targets at some point and get a little video of how to play them.
Yeah.
I think I have enough people at my venue. I could probably run a little team versus team thing for all of them. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. Knife throwers will be a hot commodity when it comes to picking.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Knife throwers that don't make the cut for the Hatchet Pro.
Sure.
And those that are asking, I've seen this asked already. There is a cutoff for the amateur. It is not posted just to make sure that people don't try to sandbag and get their way in.
But there has been a post made so that
it's out there. It's been set in stone. It's decided, so there's no they moved it up a point, they changed it for this person. No, it's set in stone. It's already been posted. So it's out there. So that I don't know exactly when they'll announce that average, but soon, I believe. Because signups are happening
June 12th.
June 12th is when signups will open. So, yeah, be on the lookout for signups June 12th. I assume before then they'll also have the average stuff taken care of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, we hit up the
Summer PLS.
Summer PLS coming soon.
Yep.
For Summer PLS. Tribal Axe.
Yep.
So if you haven't ever been to Tribal Axe, it might be the largest venue that you'll go to. I mean,
probably so, based on the descriptions that I've heard.
There are a few other venues that are large, that have a lot of targets, etc. But this one is very large. Like, they normally have their what would be considered now a tier 1, which they're not having this year, but they normally have a tier 1 and or that equivalent of a tournament, and they only use like 1/3 of their venue to pull it off. They literally have like 3 sections of their venue that are big enough to host the tournament, maybe 2.5-ish areas. But then they also have a kitchen, they've got full bar, etc. So food is good, drinks are good little hangout area, because they actually not just have the bar, but they actually have like a restaurant kind of area that's in the venue as well. Tons of merch and things like that. So cool thing that we're doing this time though is we are doing an amateur tournament as well.
Yeah.
So before November, with the only cutoff, which we'll go ahead and tell you right now, is that if you have never been in Pro League, you are officially invited to do the amateur tournament. If you're not currently in Pro League and haven't ever been in the Pro League, you are cordially invited to sign up for the amateur tournament, happening the weekend of July 15th.
Yep, and the links will be down below. So you'll be able to compete in the amateur hatchet tournament, and then the Big Axe duels and
Big Axe and Knife
tournament will be the only other two you'll compete in, because the amateur hatchet will be going on at the same time as duels.
And you don't have to. What does that look like if you turn that light on? I forgot about it. Too bright? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright.
So if the only thing you wouldn't be able to compete in is duels, and you don't have to compete in any of the other things. You can just do amateur, you can just do AM and big, you can just do AM and knives, whatever works for you. Otherwise, if you're pro league, you want to sign up, you do sign up for all four. And for
anybody who would ask this question, the ticket prices, if you are doing Big Axe and Knife, if you're amateur, will be the same dollar value as what it costs the pros entering the PLS, where it's a single ticket. So
but the good news is if you place top 8, you will 4x your money.
That's right.
So $100 for a ticket, top 8 pays out at least $400.
Yep.
So if you sign up for the AM and that, you can get your money back plus some if you place in the top 8.
That's right.
So I don't know. I'm excited for this tournament. See, amateur, we've got a decent amount of signups already, but we're hoping to get, I don't know, I think we would love to see 50, 60 people for the amateur tournament. So if you haven't signed up yet, if you're considering signing up, please do so we can try to get the prize pool together. And we're hoping we can add money. I think we made an original, this will be the minimum that we'll be able to do, but we're hoping to maybe add to that amateur if we get enough signups. So I think right now what we projected was maybe with 32 people. I can't remember, but there'll be a prize pool. And then also in the amateur tournament, since it is happening before Hatchet, the top 4 or 8 will be, I think we decided on 4. The top 4 will be entered automatically, no charge, don't have to pay, into the pro tournament. So you'll get put in a bracket. We'll have a spot for you already, and you'll be able to join the pro tournament. And so maybe you'll be able to make some more money plus the prize pool. So that's coming July 15th. So check it out. Virginia Beach in July should be fun too. There's a couple of hotel blocks that we've got secured that they've taken care of at Tribal. So that's PLS Summer Slam.
Yeah, excited for that. After SummerSlam, we will have a fall event, and then hopefully a final event too.
Still up in the air.
The fall event, due to a tournament reschedule, the place we had in mind is no longer available. So if you are watching this and you have a venue that falls in a market that is easy for people to fly into,
we would like to be
let
west.
us know.
We would like to be west of the Midwest.
Yep, we'd like
just
to do something west.
Out a little bit.
I know at one point the Mighty Axe might have had some interest, so if you're someone from Mighty Axe and you watch this, if you guys still have any interest, I think maybe Albuquerque would probably be the one that...
Yeah, I don't know about any specific venues, but the things that we are looking for is within...
ease of getting to.
Within 15, 30 minutes max of a international airport, or an airport that is... easily accessible. And then we need probably 6 is probably the least we could do. Double target lanes. 8 to 10 preferred, if possible. So venue size in that realm and that close to a major airport. And we would love to have it there. We can give you more details. So if you're interested, reach out to us, send Kyle or myself or Tyler a message on Facebook, comment on here, email us, whatever you want to do. Reach out though if you're interested. It's a weekend where we are paying the venues to do this, so we can give you that information, what that looks like, and how it works. Just let us know if you're interested. We are currently looking for a space for that, and possibly the championship as well. Reach out if you think that fits. Even if you're not in the West, let us know. We might be able to do something for the finals or something like that. So
For sure. Yep. And so, originally planned for the finals was to keep it in Murfreesboro, where we've had Super 32 and Super 64. I'm sure you guys have heard about the accident that happened. Also down below in the descriptions, we are still running the GoFundMe for Murfreesboro Axe. So if you are able to feel that you can help out, feel free to click that link below, and whatever you can offer would be very helpful to help them maintain payroll and get things back up and going as quick as possible.
Yeah, we would greatly appreciate it. We're as of right now still kind of up in the air, insurance issues and stuff, but got the front cleaned up, and then they found more damage, so we're waiting on engineers and things to figure out how it's all going to go. But so we won't harp on that. I'm sure we've talked about that several times. But all right, so for those that I don't know if we even started, we're in Aberdeen, South Dakota. I know we talked a little bit about it,
Hub City.
that we're here for Hub City, but this weekend also is Jumping Jackalope. I haven't looked to see. I'm sure they might actually have brackets out. I don't know how many people are headed there.
A lot of Canadian throwers. I've seen a lot of Canadians.
Canadian throwers are there. I mean, I've been, Kyle.
Last 2 years.
I've been the last 2 years. I actually won Hatchet last year.
Yep.
And would love to have tried to defend the title. It's always fun to just, try that. But unfortunately didn't work out. Money wise, just flights were expensive, etc. But that's this weekend, and it looks like there's about 43 people in the first hatchet bracket, so I bet there's about 80 people. 85 people at Jumpin' Jackalope. Won't go through the list of names, but good luck to everybody that's going out there. Great tournament. Always enjoyed being there. The city's really cool. We did the little boat thing last year. I'm not sure what he has planned this year, but fun city. Good to go out there. But we're checking out a new city.
That's right.
Aberdeen, South Dakota. We're here for Hub City at Amanda and Ryan Perrion's venue here, Hub City Axe Throwing. So excited to check that place out. Yeah, we drove by it earlier, but didn't get to stop in. So, Chris, you been here before?
I have not.
Okay, I didn't know if you had.
Nope.
Chris lives the closest, so not that he lives that close, but
Yes, 7 hours.
yeah, but still the closest. We went to a baseball game yesterday.
Yep.
And then drove all night last night. Slept at Walmart.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Went to see the Twins and the Giants. Unfortunately for Lucas and Jenna, the Giants couldn't pull through.
Not so much, unfortunately for me. I bet that the over was going to happen, and it happened, so I'm good. Can't do any more sports betting, though, in these states that we're in currently, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the states.
But Walmart was interesting. It's the first time I've ever spent the night in a Walmart parking lot. Yeah,
Walmart parking lot. Treated us right, though. They had the street sweeper out when we got there. They were cleaning off a spot for us. We parked in there.
Spreading dust everywhere.
Yeah, and then we woke up. Kyle also made a note that he's the same, but I don't go anywhere without showering.
Yeah, never.
We went like 8 places before I showered today because we were waiting to get here, and we could have showered in the RV, but everybody was like, don't use the water. Well, not everybody, but certain people didn't want us to use the water. So now we're at a campsite where we're not hooked up to water.
45 gallons.
45 gallons. I use like 80 gallons of water in the shower in here when I took a shower.
Well, yeah, because I could, but I could have taken a shower quickly. I could have.
Not a
great shower, but a shower that would have allowed me to feel okay going outside. You can't even stand up in there. Well, yeah, but I could have hunchback in Notre Dame in there and been all right.
I'm showering in there.
Hell,
I'm doing it at least once. We're not using it.
I feel like Shaquille O'Neal in that room in there.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a boost of confidence for people that aren't as tall as they'd like to be.
That's right.
But yeah, so we're here. We're gonna go into the town later, I hope, and
We're not.
do something.
We're here, but we're not.
We're here, but we're just in a random grass field in the middle of nowhere at a fairground.
This is the weirdest thing is so I grew up. My parents camp a lot. I've never been to any campgrounds
That's empty.
anywhere that don't have a fire pit.
Yeah.
Well,
there's not a single fire pit in this.
Did you see the 97 notifications we got on our drive? It's flood warning and fire warning.
Well, sure, I get that.
The
but
end of times are happening in this area. So yeah, I don't know. I assume just because it's dry or something. It is
a county fairgrounds.
Yeah,
I mean, our campgrounds at our county fairgrounds have fire pits and everything.
I don't know. We don't have any, but we could just make a fire. I'm sure it's fine. It's not like they have working electricity at half these places, and they don't have water, so they can't put it out.
We used to say lightning struck and caught the caught the grass
I don't know.
fire.
They're like, that's weird. There's a lot of debris in there. Yeah, it's weird. Hit our trash. Yeah, so that tournament, they got a ladies tournament happening first.
That's right. Queen of the Prairie.
Queen of the Prairie. We got how many? 15 females taking. Yep. 15 people tomorrow. I believe that is the only thing happening tomorrow, discipline-wise. So that'll be exciting. We'll get us a queen. And then next weekend, Chris and I are going to Ragnarok as well. So up in Michigan. So yeah, we got a couple of things happening, but I think that's anything else we were going to cover.
That's like more than a couple.
We'll have
Yeah.
probably another special announcement in the next week or so too. So stay tuned to.
Oh yeah, I mean a little. I mean, I don't know that we have to create an episode for it, but we might
just something to mention in the middle of another episode.
Yeah, we got some things happening.
Some cool stuff,
so hopefully, be able to talk about that on the next podcast.
Summer league. If you're looking for a marathon league, stay tuned. So.
What? Oh, for summer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And if you are looking to get one in for spring, you got about a week and 3 days. Yeah. Get it together. June 4th. Last day. Get your marathons in. Get your scores in. Don't worry about week 8. Just finish week 1 through 7 if you haven't yet. Before June 4th. Get those scores in. Get your circus points. Spend them while you can. Yeah. So I think that's it. Shout out to Linda, Susan,
Karen
for the Mom Waters.
That's right.
And that's it from us today.
We got to get more of this.
We got a whole refrigerator.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Jenna definitely will allow us to get more. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna sign off. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Chris, for driving us last night.
Yeah. So description below. Check out where do you get this link? It's in a lot of different markets. And thanks to thanks to Dadwater for coming on board to sponsor Murderers Row. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in to episode 7.